Hi guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Paul Pluta channel. That's right, the Paul Pluta channel. Today, quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Zenith. That's correct, a Zenith El Primero Chronomeister. I'm wearing it. And today I've got an email from Alan. Alan says, "Dear Mr. Chesterfield, greetings from Bougainville, Perth. Just sent you 20 bucks. Thank you. I have a Planet Ocean 8900 blue dial and would like to get something a little dressier. I'm 31 and have a 7 1/4 inch wrist. I was considering the Polar Explorer 2, but I already have a Planet Ocean as a sports watch. The Oyster Perpetual 39mm seems like it would be a bit more versatile. Open to suggestions though, and I really like the minimalist appearance without the Cyclops date window. Now it comes down to the dial. Do you reckon I should go with white or black rhodium? I'd like to put it on a light brown or black leather strap from time to time. Do you know of any retailers that sell decent kangaroo NATO straps in Australia? Thanks and cheers, Al." Thank you, Al. So he's got a Planet Ocean 8900 Omega blue dial, great diver, and now he wants to add something a little bit more dressy. I gotta be completely honest with you. I think in this day and age, sports watches are really so damn popular. Everything that isn't a fucking Apple Watch is really a dress watch. So I gotta be honest with you, I would really say, if you want to add something with a little bit of pizzazz, maybe it could be to add a GMT function watch to your collection. Now, you didn't quite tell me whether you buy new or used, but let's look at both options here and let's give you some choices. If you were to say, right, I'm going to buy used on the pre-owned market, what would I do on the pre-owned? And I got to tell you, the best bang per buck in the pre-owned sports Rolex market would be to go for the Rolex 40mm, the 40mm. You can get these in Australia for around about, you can get these on the pre-owned market, you can get these for about $6,000 to $7,000. So this is a nice example I've got, is one of the last, well, it's not the last, this is kind of, it's got the solid end link bracelet. You can see by that protruding middle link there, that's kind of the giveaway sign. No holes case. I really do love it. I think that would be a great compliment to a diver. I like to think, you know, if you have getting a second watch, just remember, what do you currently got? You got a diver. I'd love to put a GMT function. Now, the other option is if you're buying new, how about the new Pepsi GMT by Tudor? Tudor Pepsi GMT. You can get that on a leather strap or a bracelet, and I think that is a great way to go indeed. Now, what do I think of the Oyster Perpetuals? Look, I don't hate the Oyster Perpetuals, and you could certainly go that way, but I would really prefer, if it was me, I would prefer to pay a little bit more and get either an Air King, which is actually a sports Rolex, or an Explorer 1. I think for that little bit of money more, you're going to get into the sports range, and they are no-date watches. They have no date on them, so they've got the perfect balance of the Oyster Perpetual, but they've got they are a member of the sports range. So I think they will hold their value a little bit better than necessarily the Oyster Perpetual range will. Now, I've got to tell you, this is something that is a real bummer. Let me tell you what's happened. Rolex themselves there, they've really done something that I don't like. When they moved away from the holes case, they started positioning where the lugs, where the spring bars went in on the case to be real fucking assholes. See, in the olden days, you could easily fit a NATO onto any of these modern, well, any of these Rolexes, you could do that. I'm talking pre no holes case. Then what's happened is when they've gone to no holes case, guess what, fuckers? Guess what? They have done a few tricks. Now, I had a friend of mine, Scotty, he had a 39mm Explorer 1, and we were trying to swap bracelets with we were trying to swap the bracelet over on a Batman GMT. We're trying to see whether the bracelet would fit onto his, would the Batman bracelet fit onto the Explorer 1? Okay? No, it would not fucking fit. Believe you me, we fucking tried. Now, I then said, hey, why don't we try a NATO? I had these really nice leather NATOs with me. I had a nice caramel leather NATO. And I said, oh, let's put the spring bars back in on the Explorer 1. Let's see if we can put it on a NATO. And how they've positioned the spring bars, this is what really fucks me off. You can't fucking put them onto a NATO as easily as the past. So some models of these Rolexes, whereas a NATO could be easily done with all the no holes case watches, guess what, fuckers? Guess what? It's now very hard to put a NATO onto some of the new Rolexes. So it's a real fucking bitch. They've deliberately, where the spring bars clip into the watch, they've designed it so that basically you put the factory bracelet on and that is fucking it. The only time I had something that was so difficult to put on a NATO was actually a vintage watch from Omega. A while ago I had a Omega Speedmaster Mark II. That's famous for having, you could get it with a racing dial, the orange, beautiful orange highlights. So this was a watch that came out late 60s, and it also was the most fucking horrid. What they'd fucking done is how the bracelet hooks on, where they positioned the hole so it clips in, was in a real fucking awkward position, which made it very hard to put a NATO on that watch as well. Now, I got to be completely frank with you. The beauty of a lot of these Rolexes from a bygone era where they had holes case is you could very easily, with a fucking paperclip, you could take the bracelet off, put the spring bars in, put it on a NATO, put it on a leather strap. You could do all this yourself. Now that they've gone, now that they've really gone into these, no holes case, they've been an absolute bastard. Now, I think the reason they've done this is to stop fuckers changing bracelets between their watches. And I'm really quite sad with that, because that was one of the beauties of it's like the old Land Rover, you know, the four-wheel drives from Pommyland, England. You could buy a Land Rover, and, you know, they were a very utilitarian vehicle. You could interchange parts with a Series 1 with a much later Series 3. It was all interchangeable. But it's kind of like American obsolescence. Oh, you can't do that. That versatility they've removed. And I kind of think for Rolex, are they really a sports watch or becoming a fashion watch? So that's something I've got to say there. Now, as far as the dial goes, okay, if you do go for a Oyster Perpetual, okay, they're actually quite a nice watch. Should I get the white or the dark rhodium? Ooh, that is a very, very good question. I love white, but the dark rhodium, if you're going to get an Oyster Perpetual, I think the dark rhodium doesn't come on other models, so I'd probably go dark rhodium, because you can get white on a Explorer 2, you can get it on a Datejust. There's so many models you can get that on, so I'd probably, if you're going to go to the trouble of getting an Oyster Perpetual, I'd want to go with one of those exotic colors if possible. As for the straps, as I've just spoken about, I don't know whether you can put a NATO or a leather strap on easily. They've fucking moved how the spring, where the spring bars clip in. And as far as kangaroo, do I know of any? I've never actually seen kangaroo leather straps. That's something I've never ever seen. It's a good question, because kangaroo, you know, that's a, you know, we sell the meat for pet food. A lot of kangaroo meat is used in pet food, and I actually do eat kangaroo meat myself. I find it very lean, doesn't have a lot of fat. It's a really good option. So unfortunately, no, I don't know of any kangaroo NATOs. But if any one of the viewers, if you know where I can get kangaroo NATOs, please let me know. Put some comments below. Any other fauna you'd like to see made into a strap, let me know as well. I'm Archie Luxury. This is the Archie Luxury Paul Pluta channel. We're doing paid reviews. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Guys, it's really dishonest to jump into bed with garbage. It's really dishonest. It's really dishonest. I mean, I've been approached hundreds of times by shitter brands. I said no. I said no. No shitters. No shitters. So just remember that when you're picking your YouTube gurus, don't always go for the one who everything's wonderful, everything's great, because it ain't the case. It ain't all fucking wonderful.
I'm only signing it because it costs nothing. So this is the congratulations to everybody.
Oh, and don't forget, fuckaroonies, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends. And don't forget to mention the Archie Luxury Travel channel. That's where I'm doing live shows, fuckers.